President-elect Trump is attacking an Indiana union leader who said the president-elect lied about the agreement to save a carrier plant. Chuck Jones accused Mr. Trump of exaggerating how many jobs his deal prevented from going to Mexico. The president-elect lashed out on Twitter, saying Jones was doing a terrible job. The top Democrats in Congress are bashing Mr. Trump for choosing Scott Pruitt to lead the Environmental Protection Agency. The Oklahoma Attorney General is an EPA critic and a climate change skeptic. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Pruitt's views are out of touch with reality. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said, quote, the head of the EPA cannot be a stenographer for the lobbyist of polluters and big oil. Major Garrett is covering the transition and Mr. Trump's newest Twitter target. Major, good morning.
Good morning. 1 week ago, you might remember this, there was a fair bit of media coverage. President-elect Donald Trump flew to Carrier in Indianapolis to unveil a deal he said would prevent more than 1,000 jobs from moving from there to Mexico. Well, now the leader of the local union representing Carrier's workers has challenged Mr. Trump's math, provoking an angry response from the president-elect. Where else but on Twitter?
If you're dealing with people's livelihoods, you sure as the world ought to know what the numbers are.
Chuck Jones, president of the United Steelworkers local union that represents Carrier employees, accused President-elect Donald Trump of using dishonest numbers when touting jobs saved in Indianapolis.
Actually, the number is over 1,100 people, which is so great.
Jones says Carrier is still sending 550 jobs from Indianapolis to Mexico, and that 350 of the 1,100 jobs Mr. Trump claimed to have saved were never at risk. On Twitter, Mr. Trump said Jones has done a terrible job representing workers, and a better union would have kept those jobs in Indiana. Spotted earlier at Trump Tower, Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt, who Mr. Trump nominated to head the Environmental Protection Agency. Pruitt has previously sued the EPA to block what he called excessive regulation of natural resources.
I think the greatest impediment we have in the country today as far as economic growth is not tax policy, it's regulatory policy.
On his LinkedIn page, Pruitt calls himself a leading advocate against the EPA's activist agenda. And in an op-ed this past May, he wrote the debate over global warming is far from settled. The Sierra Club said having Pruitt in charge of the EPA is like putting an arsonist in charge of fighting fires. Mr. Trump also announced his choice of Linda McMahon to lead the Small Business Administration. McMahon and her husband, Vince, founded World Wrestling Entertainment, Inc., a publicly traded billion-dollar company. The couple has donated $5 million to the Trump Foundation. Mr. Trump memorably tackled Vince McMahon and shaved his head in a 2007 battle of the billionaires. Adding millionaire Linda McMahon to the cabinet will continue to build up what will likely be the wealthiest cabinet in modern presidential history. Mr. Trump will travel to Iowa for a thank you rally later tonight, but will stop first in Columbus, Ohio, to meet with victims and first responders of that car and knife attack at Ohio State University. Nora?
All right, Major, thank you so much.